This is what driving us.
Yeah. And those top 2 lines, we're on the precipice of a cosmic beta and the KDE Linux alpha. So Dan added the first one and I added the second one, and now I have a question for Dan. So you're going to delete that tumbleweed, and what you're going to replace it with is the question. Okay, no, you're not going to delete it, but you don't have to. I
might. I mean, I'm not hung up on it. I've just been playing with it most of the break, honestly, on and off, obviously, because it's not my main machine, but enough.
Have you had to roll back? Because I've never actually used Snapper to fix anything. Or
I haven't had to roll back, although I guess it's there as an option.
I know. It's like, why can't Linux break more? And in very unpredictable ways.
I know. I haven't had any of that.
That's kind of what drew me to Linux in the first place, like, because there was a lot of troubleshooting that I had to do.
Pretty amazing. I mean, you get multiple updates in a week, sometimes 2, 3, I don't know. And I don't know that I've hit all of them, but I've hit enough of them that I've never really had a problem.
Yeah, I'm not responsible enough to keep up with stuff like that. I'm lucky to catch like 1 or 2 of the chunk updates for Bluefin, which is something I got to tell you about.
Yeah.
So my question will be, so don't answer now, think about it and answer later. If we were to do kind of a multi-episode thing. So Cosmic is in beta, and KDE Linux releasing a week ago, 9 days ago,
the alpha
is in alpha. If you were to pick one of those 2 to just kind of check in, which one would you choose? Coming up in this episode, we took a break over the break. Windows 10 pulls a fast one, and Firefox brings in another Clanker. Welcome to Linux User Space. I'm Leo.
And I'm Dan.
And Dan, we took a break. It's been a little while.
We did. And it was necessary. I mean, it's not that it wasn't busy, but it was a different pace, if you will.
Yeah. Well, we took a break from the show. We didn't take a break from life and everything that entails.
Yep.
Unfortunately, life continues to go on.
Yeah. Well, or maybe that's fortunate. I'm not sure.
Well, right. Yeah. We don't want life to stop. Life could slow down a little, though.
That'd be great.
Would be nice.
Yep.
Because it's still churning, man. Even as we speak.
Yeah.
But we did so during the break. Welcome back, Dan. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Good to see you. Yeah, it has.
We tinkered a little bit, and I wanted you to start because it's a Linux topic.
Sure.
Mine is a little less Linux, though it is still very networky and tech. And I bet if you dug down, it's Linux underneath.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. But I'll kick it off. I don't even know what exactly made me do this, but I did a thing, and I'll call it my test laptop. It's the one that I don't use necessarily on a daily basis, but I use it, occasionally. I leave it in the living room, and so like I'll sometimes grab it if I'm just sitting there watching TV or something. But and I don't want to drag my other one out. So I've been on Aurora on both my desktop and my main laptop that I carry around all over the place. I've been on that for well over a year now. I don't even 2 years? Is it 2 years? Am I 2 years in? I think so. I think I'm working on the second year.
To answer your question before, I think it's just a compulsion that we have as people with 100 distributions of choice.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
like
Hundreds of distributions of choice.
Just all over the place.
Right. And I know Aurora's not a distribution, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's what I'm running on.
Don't call it immutable or something.
Yeah, it's composable or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, it exists on both of the main places that I do Linux computing. So that's where I'm at. But on the test-ish machine, I installed OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. And I really don't know what made me think to go there. I guess to test it, I suppose. I just wanted something kind of rolling, but not rolling. And I mean, because it's transactional, but not immutable. All of that sort of stuff.
It's not composable though.
It's not composable, and it's you get your updates in a transaction as opposed to just updating every package in a delta or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Right.
So it's been really solid. I don't know. I mean, I got nothing to complain about. And we talked about this before the show. Linux is so darn boring. It's just, why can't it break? Like, I got nothing to fix. I mean, it's just use it at this point.
I did a 1 terabyte disk upgrade from a 256 gig disk a couple of weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble getting Btrfs because it's an immutable system. The boot something or other didn't want to expand because it was read only, and I got that. I mean, it's I understand. So I was like, I booted into Fedora 42, just a regular ISO, and reran the thing, and that fixed it. And I'm like, why was that so easy?
Yeah.
Why did I just have to do it not logged in, and then it works? Linux used
but
to
like
be
you didn't
hard,
have to wipe
man.
it all out and start all over again, and or any of that nonsense. Or,
That's what I mean.
Copy files over, whatever. Like you didn't have to do any of that. It's just you ran a couple of commands and it's off to the races. So I mean, I guess that's where I'm at with Tumbleweed. It's actually been kind of fun. I don't know, to explore a little bit. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know. I feel like that might be bloat. I'm sorry, but
you said it. Oh no!
I mean, I don't know, but I guess it's cool that it exists, and it's very easy to, like, everything in OpenSUSE can be done from the GUI. You don't even, I don't know. What do you need a terminal for, right?
I remember reading though, and I don't know if you are privy to this, but Yast is dead. They're going to do away with it. It's gone.
Yeah,
no.
They're coming with a replacement, though. Come on.
Right. Okay. Yes. But it will not be called. It's some kind of wizard name, something or another. I forget. One of these days we'll talk about that particular.
We'll dive
thing
into it.
I think that's.
Yeah, I agree. And there's more to explore in the OpenSUSE world too, because they're coming out with the new Agama installer too.
Yes, that's right. So they followed. Yeah, Fedora's already got their new installer. Right. Now OpenSUSE has got this fancy new installer as well.
Right.
And they're all linear.
Yep.
Boring. Give me a hub and spoke again, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Bring back Anaconda. I'm the only guy. I'm the only one out here, but I want Anaconda
you might
back.
be.
Bring it back.
I think they could have improved, a little bit. And the hub and spoke model is not the bad part for me. It's just the consistency on the UI. Like, not all the things.
Who puts the done button in the top left-hand corner?
Right. But like other things are over on the right, and some of it's on the top, some of it's on the bottom. Like, where to find it? I think that if they'd have fixed those UI consistency things instead of creating a whole new one, but I guess maybe you got to create a whole new one to do that. I don't know.
And this is coming from a guy that's doing 0% of the work, so I get it. But still, I just like Anaconda, man. And maybe it's one of those situations where it's like Stockholm syndrome. Like, it beat me into submission 100 times, and now I'm just like, well, now I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, now that we've taken it away, I really loved it. Right? No, it's that. It's that kind of thing. No,
I loved it before.
Yeah.
I loved it before.
I can't say that I loved it. I can appreciate the model. I didn't love the UI. That's all there is to it.
Maybe what I loved was that it wasn't a Windows wizard. Maybe that's it.
Next, done.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I don't like them. I don't like them.
So I don't know. It's been a breath of fresh air a little bit. Kind of, keeping my skills up and in the other lands as well. So it's nice to have some other alternatives around and just keep exploring.
Yeah. The only switch I did was from Aurora, which is what I've been using for quite a while, to Bluefin, which is the same dang thing, just GNOME instead of KDE. Now, the reason I did this, the reason I stayed away from Bluefin in the first place was that GNOME had real trouble with things like Discord when you were doing fractional scaling. Anything that wasn't a full integer was going to be blurry. So Discord was blurry. And I am, no, absolutely not. I have a high resolution screen. I'm scaling it at 150%. It looks fantastic every single place, except for Electron apps and a few apps that weren't updated
right.
to Wayland, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably some X-Wayland thing or something.
Yeah, right. I'm sure that's what it was. But now everything that I use looks fantastic.
Cool.
And I tried Fractal, I think it is, for the Matrix client.
Yep.
That integrates a whole lot better with GNOME. Looks a lot better too. So it's outside of like loading the chats, it's quite fast. I like it a lot. So I think I might stick with that for good.
Sure.
But yeah, that was pretty good. So I mean, as far as Linux goes, that's probably the only thing that I ever changed over the break. So from one desktop to the other, I guess that's a pretty big change, though.
Yeah, it is.
But I've always kind of had a thing for GNOME. KDE's been great. Plasma's been great. And GNOME still doesn't have terminal blur, and I'm still needing that. I still need that to come over. You can kind of get it. You can kind of force it with add-ons and extensions. But it's not the same. It's not the same. It needs to be native. But as far as like other interesting things that happened at the beginning of the break, I bought a new. Okay, well, before the break, right before we went on break, I installed a new access point. I'm coming from a UniFi AC AP Pro. That one did Wi-Fi 5, I think, right?
Yes.
So it was fast a few years ago.
Yeah. I have the AC Lite, so I'm familiar.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, that was almost very, very similar. And then I wanted to try out TP-Link stuff. So I bought a switch a while ago, but I never did anything with it. So like you can do the Omada controller thing and have it do all of your thing from a single web page or whatever. And then if you get more TP-Link Omada stuff, you can adopt it all. That's what I was doing with UniFi, but I only ever had the access point.
Right.
And the router at the time I had was an Edge Router Pro.
That doesn't go in there. Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't fit into the UniFi controller thing. So I was like, well, let me try the TP-Link stuff. This access point was, I think I got it on sale for like $60. And I didn't get what would be the equivalent of like the Pro in the TP-Link thing. So that was a mistake. It didn't quite reach to the edges of the house like I wanted it to. And I regretted not going with their better model. It would have had a slightly better range. It probably would have solved my problem. But I was in this existential crisis of, well, I still have UniFi, a UniFi branded router. It wasn't the controller stuff or Ubiquiti branded router.
Right.
And I kind of want to stay in that same
realm.
So I ended up getting the UniFi 7 Pro, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was basically the direct analog to the AC Pro that I had before. And it's fantastic. So I'm like, okay, well, I could probably just replace that switch one of these days with the 16-port PoE switch from UniFi. So I think I will do that eventually. But then I also... so side note, Dan's been using LXC containers for a long time. And with this, when I was playing with the TP-Link access point, I got my first taste of it. I fired up a container, installed the Omada controller in it, and just kind of let it do its thing. It was quite awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And it turns out that you can do the same exact thing with the UniFi controller.
Yes, that's actually how I'm running mine. Yeah.
Because I had to build both. I had the UniFi controller going, and I slipped in the new UniFi 7 access point, and it slipped right in, adopted right in, and I'm like, I could just get the router right. So the ERPoE5, the edge router that I was running before, had gone like a year and a half without getting updates. So I was like, surely it's end of life. Surely. So that's what helped me pull the trigger. I'm like, well, I can't be unsafe. Right.
Yes, we
I
need the
have to.
updates.
I have to upgrade because I'm unsafe at this
Mhm.
point, right? I mean,
Right.
year and a half, honestly, it kind of
It
made
is
me
long
worry
in
a
the
little.
tooth.
So I ended up getting the USG, the Security Gateway Ultra from UniFi. It's about $100, so it's not terribly expensive
No,
for
that's
this
not
type
bad.
of equipment. Took me a couple days, but I ended up deciding, all right, fine. One of these days, midday, I'm just going to slip it in. So I did, changed up a little bit of my IP addressing scheme or whatever, got everything swapped over, and it made me sad immediately because I no longer need my LXC container.
No, because it does the controller on board?
It's got an onboard controller.
Oh, dang.
So
Well, that's okay,
my
though.
LXC foray has to now take another turn in path.
You'll find something else.
Right. And I know I will. And that's it's really kind of cool. I've got more LXC questions for you.
Okay.
Because from where I'm sitting, it's like Docker with more bells and whistles. It's less cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And more lightweight solutions.
Yeah.
So
I'll agree with that.
Okay. So
I've run Docker. I still have a virtual machine where I run Docker stuff, and I still use Docker. So it's not exclusive. It's not like I do that exclusively.
They're not like one-to-one replacements for each other.
I mean, you could transition from one to the other,
right?
Probably, but I mean, they're not. No, it's not a drop-in replacement. No.
Right. And even for like use case or whatever, those don't really fully line up one-to-one either. So
not
they
necessarily.
can.
I call them like virtual machine lights, if you will.
Okay.
Using less resources, but still kind of an always-on persistent sort of thing, and not. It just works. And so like I'm running all this in Proxmox, right? So it makes it very easy to do LXC stuff, and it's kind of great.
Right. Okay. So I'm not off base because my first taste of LXC was just these controller things, and it seemed very useful. I think I'll probably be leaning on it a whole lot more. Because now I have a little bit of experience with it. I know what some of the pain points can possibly be. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
Right.
All right. So I had a question.
I enjoy it, but go ahead with your question.
Okay. So I've got a question. Because you were doing a little OpenSUSE testing, and Tumbleweed is evergreen, so there's no new version. There's just new updates, right? But there are a couple of Linux distros that are coming out, and I think what I want to do, and we're gonna ask internally first, and then kind of expand that question out. But I wanted to present the question to you, Dan. There are a couple of really cool things that are coming out in the Linux arena, distro arena, pretty soon. They're already out, but they're not like full release yet.
Right.
One is the Cosmic Alpha has come and gone, the Cosmic Beta.
We're into beta now, yeah.
Right. So this is a full new desktop environment. I believe it's still based on Ubuntu, but the idea is that it's a desktop environment that's built on Rust. So but it's
all new tools. Like everything's new,
right?
If you will, all right from the ground up sort of implementation. And it's been on the horizon for a while. Like, I mean, it's been talked about lots of places, and there is places to obtain it, if you will. Arch is a thing, and Fedora has Cosmic Spin, and it's all over, right? You can get them, but like the official one from System 76 is going to be Ubuntu based,
right? And you could consider that the reference implementation of the Cosmic Desktop, right? Like this is how they envisioned it to be.
Yes.
So I guess the question is, do we kind of hop on the Cosmic train, or
maybe, we've been watching it, so yeah, sure.
Speaking of reference implementation,
oh yes,
KDE now has one.
I know.
The KDE Linux Alpha,
I know.
As of this recording, was like 9 days ago. So by the time everybody hears this, it'll be a couple weeks ago. So a couple of weeks ago, KDE Linux was announced, and you can get the alpha right now.
Yeah.
So the question is...
That's a tough question. It's a really tough one.
Right. One of the fancy little things about KDE Linux before I get to the question is it's Arch, but not.
Yeah, it's a derivative?
Yeah. It's not Arch based.
It's not
It's
Arch
an
based.
Arch derivative. It's closer to like what SteamOS is to Arch,
which makes sense where it's coming from.
Right. So, right. Because I think the whole
there's a lot of Steam.
Blue.
Yeah, Blue. Blue Systems, whatever.
Blue Systems, right. And then now Tech Paladin, and then there was a bit of a kerfuffle going on there. But they are kind of taking over a lot of the work that goes into SteamOS. Yep. So why wouldn't
Valve is kind of like funding some of that, if you will, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
I'm curious to see what KDE Linux is all about as well. And I mean, I suppose both of these are meant to really kind of be daily drivers, right? It's not going to be a KDE Neon situation where it's like, you can use it if you want to, but, don't trust it that much.
Well, I mean, in their current state, I don't know that I'd do that.
And it's alpha, so yeah.
Alpha and betas, right? I mean, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, they say it prominently on the website. Like, don't use this for real.
Right.
Use it, but don't expect it to not break yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think maybe once full release happens, well, they're both definitely, I think, supposed to be things that you can drive. I really love Plasma. That's probably, I don't know, my favorite desktop environment, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
It's up there anyway.
Yep.
But I'm really interested in Cosmic in that there's nothing else like it. It's totally unique, and that's always interesting to learn new stuff. So
yeah,
I'm really torn on this question. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So the question is, do we do Cosmic for a few episodes and just kind of check in periodically how we're going? Do we do KDE Linux for a few episodes, or do we do both?
I mean, I think throughout the season, I think we need to do both. But then the next question is, which one do we do first?
Yeah. So I feel like it would not be a good idea to do KDE Linux out of the gate because of how new it is and how many rough edges there are. I feel like it'll end up being kind of a downer. And then by the time the episode publishes, half that stuff will be fixed. So,
right. Yeah, because it is going to get some rapid development between here and there, probably.
Right. So Cosmic is a little more mature. They've gone through an alpha stage. They're well into their beta phase. So, if we were to do one next episode, maybe Cosmic would be the right call. But what do you think?
I think you're onto something there. I feel like, the fact that it's into beta, it's a little more mature. That's probably going to give us a better idea of what we're to expect.
Yeah.
So, and I know some people that have been running Cosmic, at least the desktop environment for a bit now, and they're pretty happy. So
okay.
I think we could pull it off and have a good experience.
I just want to kick the tires on these things, honestly, because they're new, they're different in their own kind of respective ways.
Yep.
And it's just interesting, endlessly interesting to me. And if this show is good for one thing, it is making me try weird stuff. So
yeah, and it's exciting times. I think we should. I think we totally should.
Okay, all right. So the question I think I wanna ask everybody is Cosmic the right choice?
But yeah.
Or is flailing about in KDE Linux the right way to go?
We'll get there too eventually, and we'll find out. Yeah,
for sure. So let us know what you think.
Until then, you can catch us on YouTube. You can see our smiling faces, and we banter back and forth. And for the history episodes and whatnot, for those things, you can find us on Tilvids. That's a PeerTube instance that is for edutainment, if you will, and they're very gracious hosts over there. They've been a host for our content for quite some time now, and PeerTube is a great thing. I really think if we can give it some support somehow, that's good stuff. And ultimately, if you really, really want to support us, there's Patreon. And so we'll have all those links in the show notes. You can become a patron and get the episode early. You get high quality episodes. You get special access into our Discord. You get so much stuff. We got things we can throw at you.
You get all of our confusion about when we're coming back.
Yeah, you get the entire episode plus because you get the yakety yak that we had before the episode began.
Oh, that's super important. Yeah,
and you get some of the stuff that as we wrap up, you'll get all of that. So you get the worst of us and the best of us all at the same time.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about that, so they have for the $5 you get audio, $10 you get the video with it. But man, it's like we didn't even take a break. We slipped right into jibber jabbering for way too long before the episode, so fast.
And if you're at the right tier, you can be like Dave and join us live into the studio and catch it live.
Shake your head and tap your foot. They're going to start this eventually. I know it. I
send
feel
us little chat messages that sometimes we ignore because we're in the middle of something.
I mean, maybe. No,
but
never.
Yeah, most of the
time.
That. No, yeah. Tell us we're doing it wrong.
I do that on the live stream too, though. So
yeah, it's good stuff.
So this next one, we warned you. Maybe it was late last year.
We did.
That Windows 10 is coming to an end, and you need to figure out what you're going to do. And if the internet is to be believed, Windows 11 is the most terrible operating system of all time ever. And you should definitely either move to Mac OS if you have the money to, or just upgrade to Windows 11 if you have the hardware to. Otherwise, Linux, right?
Linux is the choice, really.
Well, that's what I think. That's what I say. We named the show Linux something because that is kind of our default choice for almost everything.
I suppose it's not for everybody, but I mean,
you're right.
I think there's a lot of option out there, and you can find some support on things. So
right.
I think it's a pretty good choice if you want to hang on to that old hardware for a little while longer.
I think that's going to be it, right? So for the people that can't go to Windows 11, I think Linux is probably going to be your only choice unless you plan on throwing your laptop out. Which don't do that. That's terrible. You can
maybe you do both even. Like if you're like, okay, I keep my old hardware, but what am I going to do with it? I can't update it at all or anything. So maybe I put Linux on that and throw it around over there.
Right? Like
figure it out.
If you're going to have to buy new hardware anyway, you still have this old laptop, and now you can tinker. So if you have a tinkery bone in your body, that's definitely the play.
Yeah.
But I mean, if not, give it to somebody. Somebody else might want to play, right?
Yeah, definitely responsible recycle, upcycle, whatever we're calling that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't just pitch it in the bin.
Yeah, the garbage is the wrong place for it. Worst case scenario, you give it to me, and maybe I'll send it to somebody that wants a laptop to play with. But as if all of that wasn't enough, right? There's enough fervor on every side to fill a stadium.
Yeah.
Microsoft decided to pull a fast one on everybody. And so for their non-money making customers, that is usually going to be your regular old folks running video games every now and then or something like that, you get another year. If so Windows says...
if you meet certain conditions.
That's terms and conditions apply.
Yeah.
So while you can do the whole, like for money-making customers or whatever, you can pay $30 and get more updates for a year. It looks like you can just get it for free to extend it. So
so this is going to be like home edition, people.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not the pro or enterprise or education. None of those are going to apply to this because you're going to have to actually, I think it's like $65 or $75 a year. You got to pay for those things to carry on.
Right. Okay, so here it is. I actually have it up right now. So it's for individuals, home users. I don't know that it says, okay, the way that this is written, I'm not positive that it's just Windows 10 home, but
they made it sound like that, but maybe you're right.
Right. But so let's just assume home, maybe pro. But
yeah, definitely home, maybe pro.
You can use the settings to enroll, and it's free if you use Windows Backup, full stop, redeem 1,000 Microsoft Rewards points, full stop, or if you're not doing the free thing, if you don't qualify for either of those two, you can pay $30 and get another set of updates. It looks like October 13th, 2026 is the new death day Yeah, I mean, I don't use Windows backup. I just back up my important files. So I don't, and I don't have any Microsoft points, so I don't think I qualify.
I got Sync Thing for that, so that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
I don't either. It's very strange, a bit of conditions, in order to get there. I feel. Yeah.
Well, I think it's they're pulling you into the ecosystem. So over the next year, you're more likely to just ease on in to the Windows 11 update.
Do you have to pay for Windows backup?
No, you do not. It's part of the operating system. And
yeah,
now,
all right.
the rewards points, I think
that
you had to...
You got some... There's cash equivalent.
Yeah, you paid them somehow, some way, some time.
Right. Whether that was you gave them your data or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So, they're getting something out of that deal. But yeah, I think the Windows backup thing is just is to kind of pull you in, getting you used to the Windows tooling so that you're more likely to upgrade to Windows 11, which is free if you have hardware that
well, that's the big
Windows
bugaboo.
11, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's why we're telling you not to throw it in the bin, put Linux on it instead. But it's going to be one of those things where there's so much room to kick the can down the road for forever. I think one of the biggest reason that they're doing this, I think, is simply because you're not seeing the Windows 11 adoption that you need to be seeing to be like, all right, kill it now.
Yeah.
You just, the inertia is not there for Windows 11. Though I think it's pretty close to 50-50. But the fact that like the same amount of users on Windows 11 are on Windows 10 is not good for Microsoft.
A termination date? No, it's not.
Right. So I think they're giving it more time because we're dealing. I
gotta believe it's somewhat reluctant. I mean, they really did push hard to try to get people to move.
But they made it free if you had the hardware.
I know. Right, but yeah.
And not everybody happens to have that hardware. And there are caveats to it too, right? So you might have a TPM, but even you were struggling with the 8th gen Intel.
Yes, CPU got to be the right thing, and you're got to be the full on CPU, not a Celeron or something like that, right? I mean,
it's crunchy.
Those didn't qualify.
Right.
It's just a whole bunch of different weird conditions, and it's hard to predict what worked and what didn't. You really got to run the tool that checks for compatibility on every system. It's just nuts to me.
Yeah.
There's ways to skirt around it, of course.
But they're cracking down on that. So, I mean,
they
slowly
are.
They're
killing them with updates. Like, you get it installed, but then the next update kills you. And, yeah, I don't know. Do you want to play that game of whack-a-mole? It doesn't seem like a fun one to me.
It's not a fun one, but I think plenty of people are going to play that game. They're
going to try. They're going to keep cheating around it. Yeah.
They're going to keep playing that game because they want to keep playing games.
Yep. Yep. That is a lot of it. Yeah, it is. That's probably the primary folk. I mean, they don't want to get all the ads in the menus, and they just want to get in there and play their video games. Yep.
Pretty much it. Yep. Okay, so we know it's coming up. Most people are not going to know about the extra extension thing, the whole do you use Windows backup or whatever. So I think there's going to be a lot of people looking to exit now, right now, if they care about security updates, though. And that's I think another thing that Windows is certainly looking at.
Some people don't care about that.
I think there's gonna be a time where they take away all the restrictions and just start giving you the updates. So you don't have to be using Windows backup. You don't have to do the rewards points. You don't have to pay $30. I think what's going to happen is over that year, probably a month or two into this whole process, they're just going to be like, all right, fine. If you're on Windows 10, we'll just give you the updates.
Maybe. I mean, it's either that or you're going to have a wormable, thing out there that compromises it because we haven't had the updates. And it'll take one of those events. Probably to spark it to say, well, all right, we'll do it this one time.
Yeah, maybe so. But
it'll be something like that. That'll have to be an event to kick it off.
Right. So I think there's going to be a lot of people, whether or not there are security updates available to people. I think there's going to be tons of people that are just going to stay on Windows 10 until the browsers stop supporting Windows 10.
That might happen.
That's the real death day of Windows 10. Whatever Microsoft says doesn't matter. When Chrome...
Oh, applications are going... I know I actually got a notification from TurboTax, in fact, because that's one of the few things I use in Windows. Mm-hmm. And they said no, we're not. You will not be able to
Well, that's
install this
money.
on Windows 10.
Yeah, that's money. They're not going to play that game. I get that.
They're not. You will not, and I wouldn't anyway, because I would want it on something that is supported. But they announced this a long time ago, way before Microsoft pulled the rug back and said, "Well, you can have updates."
Right.
So that's been announced already, and I feel like the browsers have kind of already been looking at this too, and there's dates where they're just not going to support Windows 10.
Yeah, and I mean, right. So that's going to be the date that Google Chrome and Firefox and Vivaldi and all these others just don't support Windows 10 anymore. That's going to be the real day that people will have to move off of Windows 10. So whatever it is, if there's going to be security conscious people that exit now, there's going to be more security conscious people that exit at the second death day of Windows, and then there's going to be people that just don't care that will need to exit because browsers don't work anymore. Let me ask you this.
Then there's the guy that's still using Windows XP. So
of course, and obviously directly plugged into his cable modem so that he is on the internet with no firewall. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah,
that guy's still there too.
He's not changing for anything, man.
Nope.
But if someone were to exit the Windows world, they don't want to spend a bunch of money on Mac, because why wouldn't you just buy another Windows machine at that point? And they're just curious enough, not super technical. What would you tell them if they're like, all right, maybe I'll try this Linux thing. It probably sucks, but if I wanted to try one, what would it be? What would you tell them?
That's an age-old question. I will say, you got to point people maybe in a couple of directions, perhaps, kind of based on where they're coming from, and what their comfort level is and whatnot. I think you have to go with something that has a lot of user feature functionality, like good tooling built around the distro. And, it's not one I use a lot, but it's one that I would say is a great starting place, and that's Linux Mint.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But number two, hang on. There's a lot of information out there.
There's no caveat you could put on this that would make it any less good.
I made your day. I know it.
Yep, you did.
Besides that, I would say Ubuntu. Really, seriously, just straight up main Ubuntu. Very good documentation. A lot of information out there on the web. A lot of applications that you want to get installed. They have instructions for that. So I think those are kind of where I'm at. Like, those two are a little bit neck and neck, and it kind of depends on what sort of look and feel are you comfortable with. Can you?
Yeah.
Because GNOME is a bit of a drastic change, and if you're not willing to take that on, I'm going to steer you towards like the Cinnamon desktop, and Mint is pretty comfortable place to be if you're coming from Windows. So
I couldn't have put
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
I'll throw a monkey wrench in it. The only reason I would hesitate to recommend Linux Mint, because it is my recommendation and it has been for a long time, is that you have to do this weird thing where if somebody has a problem in Linux Mint, you can tell them like, oh, you can Google up Linux Mint and then your problem. But like, you have to do this weird thing where you're like, but you could also put Ubuntu in there too. And then you have to explain what Ubuntu is.
and then there's caveats to that too, because not everything. There's just a couple little tweaks here and there, and it's just not quite the same, but really close.
Right, exactly. And then, I have a similar caveat to Ubuntu, because I would recommend that as well, because again, you're right. It has the largest user base, which means it has the largest corpus of questions that are being asked, people talking about it, spaces talking about it. So I mean, it's easy to get help on. You're like, Ubuntu blew up in this way, and there's always that one guy or one girl that's like, oh yeah, totally. I've seen that before. Here's how you fix it. So it's great. It's got that inertia behind it. So I think it's really good. But as you mentioned, I think the fact that it's GNOME and it is a huge departure from your typical Windows normal desktop, it's got a bit of a learning curve on it. So I mean, I can't say it any better. Number 1, Linux Mint. Number 2, Ubuntu. If you had to pick a third, get wild, what would it be?
Oh boy, wild. I don't know. I never really thought that far. Yeah, maybe one of those. Maybe
that's
really
mine.
Seriously.
Yep.
I mean, I'm on Aurora. I like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could get on with it pretty well for the most part, right out of the box.
Yep. You got to be okay with being a little tinkery, but
so it is a bit more tinkery, yeah. Because I mean, you got some things there with the composable, immutable, whatever.
Yeah, you gotta start open up the question with like, it works kind of like a phone, so you can't change some things.
right. So that could be a little bit of a bugaboo, and like people probably are going to have no idea what DistroBox and what do I do with that stuff? I mean, because that's not super straightforward.
Right. The cool thing about that though is that like if it is a tinkery person that might one day be curious about DistroBox or whatever, it's already there. And you can be like, hey, so all you got to do is just run this command.
Well, you don't even have to do that because they have Box Buddy, so you got a GUI to it. Right.
True.
Exactly. And so I think they do give you the tools to kind of poke at stuff. It's just out of the gate, that's like drinking from a fire hose.
It is. Yeah, it definitely is. It's all the weird things about Linux all smashed together, and here you go. You can be a developer if you want to. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Boy, there's a lot of tools and stuff installed, so you really don't. Maybe you don't even look to go install stuff. It's probably already there.
That's kind of what is so cool about it is that like all the codecs are there, all of the most used applications are right there out of the box, and the applications that you might want, just open up Bazaar and just click.
Yeah,
easy.
Boy, is that nice.
But that's kind of how Linux Mint is though, with a few less dev tools baked in. So Mint is still number one. So. Yep.
That's a good list. Seems like a solid list.
There you go. All right. Fight me, Internet.
So you can catch all the great topics as they unfold on our Lemmy or our subreddit, though I think I've been visiting that less, or our news channel in Discord, because that gets automatically populated from Lemmy, which is nice.
Cool. Yeah, I love automation, man. Make it more automated. Too. Hey, if y'all know a way to automatically ingest articles from either Lemmy or Discord into Reddit, let me know, because Reddit needs a little love. Hey, is there anybody that wants to mod Reddit? That'd be cool.
I mean, reach out. Yeah, I mean, it's linuxuserspace.show/Reddit, and you'll be over there in our subreddit. And if you feel like you want to pick up the mantle there a little bit, reach out to us. We'll entertain the idea.
Or help us automate it, one of the two. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fine too. Yeah, that'd be all right with that. But we do get the episodes posted over there, and occasionally news articles. So like I post links to the episodes in Reddit and whatnot. So it's a good place to follow. Anyway, and
definitely.
Lemmy, obviously, we put a little more time and effort into that. Although I really need to do some sysadmin work onto that. And
whoops,
at some point, I think I just gotta pull the pin and start over again and copy database things over and whatnot. It takes a long time to do that because it's slow.
Yeah. So I will say, and no pressure, but I will say, Lemmy gets a lot of love from
when
Fediverse.
We post stuff, it does. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like I didn't expect Lemmy to kind of blow up the way, and it's been a steady kind of growth in at least in the news subreddit, because I mean we could post more in the other subreddits. It's not subreddits, communities, but it's well over 2,000 people in there poking around.
Yeah, I feel like we get good comments mostly on the news stuff, which is nice. So I mean, it's a good place to follow.
Yeah, Firefox getting AI stuff got a few comments.
Man, they got hammered on that. Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, nobody likes that. What can I say?
Yeah.
So, but we got all the great links to Discord, Mastodon, Telegram, Matrix, Twitch, Twitter. They're all linuxuserspace.show/whatever thing you want. There's redirects for that, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. But yeah, jump on over and hop into the fun.
You know what we haven't done in a little while? Browser watch.
Oh, gotta watch.
Okay, well, because we've missed 3 or 4 or 5 or a bunch of Firefox releases because we were on break.
We've been here.
I wanted to talk about some of the highlights on some of those, and in the next browser watches we can catch up on, like your Vivaldi's, unless there's something on top of your head. the Braves, and the other one, Servo, seems really cool.
What was the one
I've got
yeah,
another.
Dave just gave us Zen browser.
Yeah, that's right. I want to talk about.
I don't even know what that is. I haven't even. I gotta look at it.
You gotta look at that because apparently there's a Flatpak. So okay.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Firefox 141. I know we're on 143, 4,
3
something.
now. 4 is coming soon.
You would think I know the answer to this question right now, but it is elusive currently. But Firefox 141, we saw tab grouping. If you have not been displeased by this one just yet, it's very easy to accidentally create a tab group because, normally if you want to move a tab, you click on the tab and you drag it over here, right? Well, if you're less accurate, you just kind of fling them. Yeah, you could very easily create a tab group. So it's a good thing,
You drop
though.
them on top of each other, basically.
Right.
And that creates a tab group. It's a thing that Vivaldi's had for I don't know how long. And I love it, personally.
Yes. Rub it in, why don't you?
I did.
So it does get me every now and then. So I do use the tab groups. It is kind of cool, though my containers kind of do, I think, a better job of it because there's isolation involved in that.
That's fair.
But tab grouping is really cool for when I'm not using those containers or whatever, but yet I still have two competing ideas going on in a browser. So one idea goes in one tab group, one idea goes in the other tab group, and I just keep funneling them in. It's going to work really good when we dive into our next big research thing, history thing, whatever that might be.
I use it for the show a lot, right? I mean, we'll have different topics in the show, and I'll try to group each topic into one tab group.
Yeah.
And so then I can, hop between, and I can have all the links, so when I do the show notes, I'll have them very easily in the right group, right? So I can just take everything in that group, copy all the links, put them in the show notes, and it looks nice and clean.
Yes.
So it's organized for me and my brain when I do it that way.
Yeah. It can get pretty atrocious when I'm doing.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have 100 tabs and it's out there like this, right?
Dude. And then I just I'll just bookmark them all, and then I'll put them in a folder, and I'll totally come back to this. I never do. I never come back.
Little side tangent. I did Pocket went away, and it made me look at all of the alternatives to Pocket, right? And one of them I actually kind of installed and settled on, and that's ReadDeck.
Nice. Okay.
So I do use that for I'm going to come back to this later kind of thing.
But it's not out of sight, out of mind. ReadDeck is you can have this in front of you, and then
yeah, and it's a browser extension. I just hit save this page, and it'll put in tags so that if I went to go search for those tags, I could find the thing and get back to it at some point.
You may have just given me my next LXC project.
That makes sense. Although I did Docker,
I know
but
you could probably just fling it into a Docker or something or other. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it is a great tool. I don't know why I never used Pocket, but I never did, and I don't know. I guess I should have.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because bookmarks. I mean, I do have bookmarks. I leave them on the tab bar, and those churn. So that was kind of how I did it. And then the Firefox sync allowed me to have it on all my browsers. So
that's fair. I don't know. It's just a better visual, I guess, for them. It's not. Yeah. I don't think of them like a bookmark. Because it's all article stuff that I'm saving for the most part. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It just works.
Yeah. I mean, it is a bookmark. But
well, yeah, but I mean, they have little thumbnail pictures of the page or whatever, and so you get the visual on it. It's not just a words, I guess, and so it's easier to scroll through the whole pane of things and see them, or just search on the tags, because each one has a tag. So if I'm looking for something in say cybersecurity, I can just cybersecurity and boom, everything that I've tagged with that shows up. That's a little harder to do with bookmarks, right? It
is. It definitely is. So in 141, we also got less memory usage in Linux. Awesome. I love the Linux specific upgrades, man.
That
like,
is nice when it happens. Yeah.
Wayland was a little while ago. And yeah, there's been a bunch of really cool ones. Like it's easier to do like repository updates now. Firefox breaks less when you update it in the repository. It doesn't just like die on you. So that's really cool. But getting back onto Pocket, getting back into Pocket.
Yep.
Firefox 142. Folks in the US get Pocket-like articles. That was the thing about Pocket that I missed. Not the saving of the articles, but the kind of fresh articles that would bubble up day after day on the new tab page. That's what I was sad about. And I lamented that in a previous episode.
You did.
Was like, what is going to replace it? Because they did specifically say, that's not going away. It's just not going to be Pocket themed anymore. And I can confirm that it's still really good. Really cool articles. I mean, sciencey articles, cool, interesting things, psychology
stuff
articles.
On the internet. I mean, the internet's very vast. It's hard to find the most trending article sometimes.
Yeah, food articles, like recipes I've never seen before, sociology articles, weird stuff. And like a lot of them are new. So I mean, like anything that's super current events is there. But there are also, I'll click on them and it's like, oh, this was written 2 years ago, but yet evergreen, right? And so it'll still bubble up.
Yeah.
So I like them. I like those articles a lot. I think Brave has these. I think you can turn them on in Vivaldi, maybe. But a lot of browsers do have things like this, and I really just like that feature, and I'm glad it didn't go away.
That's good.
And 142 also got long press link previews. Okay, so if you, I don't know if this is an Android thing or not, but if you don't use iOS, you may not have seen this as a feature. So when I'm scrolling around on my phone, no matter what browser I'm on, if I long press on a link to get open in new tab and all that stuff, you also get a link preview. So it'll open up a smaller window that shows you what the web page looks like. You can't scroll on it or anything like that, but it gives you that quick, here's the title of the article, if it's an article, and like the first couple of lines or whatever that you kind of have to squint to read. So it's not, but it is just really cool to see if you want to go to that website. It can be kind of annoying when I want to do the right-click menu, with the equivalent of the long press menu, the right-click menu. It'll still do the load of the page, and I'm like, no, I just want to copy the link. No, stop.
Right.
So it can be kind of annoying, but so because in a mouse you have a left click and a right click, right? You can right click, get the options. Left click, long left click in Firefox on a link will now do this link preview where it'll open it up and show you the basic gist of what you're about to click on. So I think that is that's actually a really cool addition to 142.
I don't know, I'm trying it now that you've mentioned it.
Yeah. So over the past few months though, remember Orbit? We talked about Orbit.
We did talk about Orbit. Orbit wasn't so bad, I think, as far as AI things go.
Right.
It was the better, more palatable AI.
Right. And the coolest thing about Orbit was that, if I'm not mistaken, it was on device. So
it was. Yeah, that was the point. Yeah.
I think it was on device if you could do it on device. If you couldn't do it on device, it was using Microsoft's own Llama something or other implementation.
Right.
So if you trusted Firefox, then you can trust their Llama, essentially, is their LLM.
Right.
So I liked that about it. But they have since killed Orbit and replaced it with this new AI side panel thing. So they have a side panel where you can see your links from your other devices. You can see your history, which I like. That is really cool. You can also see your extensions and kind of tinker with them over there. But also in that sidebar, they have an AI button. Now, okay, for the people that are screaming in the back, no, they're not vacuuming up your data. Just the shell of this is baked into Firefox. If you consider it bloat, sure, great. But there's nothing happening without your consent, without you clicking on the button intentionally to do this. There's no accidental way to bring this up. You have to enroll in one of these. So early on, they had ChatGPT, and then they added, here, look, I've got it right here. They added Claude, and then they added Gemini, and now Mistral is available. And so the newest thing in 143 is that now they've added Copilot. So this is the one I was talking about that got a lot of traction on Lemmy. It was actually less inflammatory in that comment section than I dared to dream. It was quite okay for a group of people that I knew were not going to be happy with this change, right?
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. I totally understand why they're doing this. I know it's not the Firefox vision everybody wants to see, but Edge has it. They've got Copilot built in.
Yeah, they do.
Chrome has it. They got Gemini built in. I don't know that Safari has one. But what other browser is there? Oh, Brave has one.
Brave has their own. They got Leo.
They put me in the browser.
Well, I mean, that was a good choice, but yeah.
I mean, that's what I say. You just ask me your questions. You can do that in Discord. You can actually come and ask me your question, and I will give you a response probably worse than what AI would give you. Yet, it's from a Leo. So, half in, half out, right?
Right.
So this is just a thing, a feature. Vivaldi won't do it. They will not do this.
Vivaldi said no.
Right. But this is
where I'm at. Thank you.
By and large, a thing that all browsers, and I'm saying all browsers because Vivaldi has such a small market share. Their market share is smaller.
But they are small.
So effectively all browsers are doing this. So I understand why Firefox is doing it. And the way that they are doing it is probably about as good as you're going to get, which is kitchen sink style. Pick your...
Well, it's a la carte. You pick the one you want.
Right. And you get a choice, right? And I think you can swap them, right? When you hit the free limits of GPT, you can swap down to Claude and it can give you totally different answers that are contradictory to ChatGPT. Because why not? Their training data is different, Dan.
Yeah, and as long as it doesn't panic and delete everything on you, you'll be all right.
Well, just don't have it code for you, and I think you don't have to worry too much about that. Don't give it your GitHub URL either.
Oh my goodness, don't give it any API keys.
That's something we need to talk about soon, actually, is the totally predictable demise of GitHub. But, we'll get there. That'll be a topic for another day. But so Firefox is adding a bunch of AI stuff that is totally opt-in to the browser, and I think for people that kind of expect that now, it's only a good thing for Firefox. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of AI, obviously. I don't like that it's a calculator that's right 85% of the time. Like we spent billions of dollars and it's still wrong.
Yeah.
But it is just something that is increasingly expected out of everything. I know people are shoving it in places it doesn't belong, and I get
that's the
it.
problem.
But, right. But I think they've done a good job at convincing people that they want it.
Well, certain people.
Right, but that certain people tends to also be the majority. It is. They want the automation that they don't have to do the hard work to program. Even my job is saying, here, not only are we buying you one, we're buying you 2 or 3 or 4. Try them all. Tell us which one we need to buy for the long term. Not tell us whether we need to be using AI. No. That's a foregone conclusion. Tell us which AI you want. That is the question now. And so, everywhere I look, there it is, and it's unfortunate. But I think Firefox sees that same writing on the wall, and they're like, all right, well, then here, just have them all and pick the one that you want.
Pick the one you want, yeah. It's not a bad approach if you're going to do it, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly, right? Like, if you have to eat it, at least let me pick. That's kind of, I think, where they are at. And so, I mean, I guess
I agree.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, on the upside, I mean, one final thing here to round us out here. Coming up in 144, they're going to strengthen the encryption for the password manager login stuff. I mean,
obviously they're using.
But really, this is really just bringing it into what I'll call a modern age versus something right out of the 80s, and that's no joke.
So it's AES 128 to AES 1024 or something like that, right?
No,
like surely.
No, it's 3DES.
I'm
going to 8. Yeah, you heard me. DES. Yes, that's where we're at. three times. But we're going to AES now, though, so that is better. It is more modern. It is where we need to be. I'm not sure about the bit, count that we're doing it at. That could go a little higher, I feel like, and be a little better, but at least we're moving in the right direction as far as algorithms.
Yeah, a DES born in the 70s, 3 DES born in the 80s is now being upgraded. Good.
Thankfully.
Cool.
Yes, good job.
Man, why didn't we just upgrade it to 9 DES, and then next time it would be like 21 DES.
Why encrypt it at all? I mean, who cares?
Surely just bigger number is better. So,
well, sure, yeah.
Yeah, 144 DES, Dan.
No.
Still a 56-bit key, just because you make it 3 56-bit keys doesn't really make it that much better.
Yeah, it doesn't compound that way. Yeah.
Well, cool. So we're up to 1999 encryption. I'll take it.
Maybe 2010. Maybe.
I'll take it, man. The bigger the better. The longer the better. The more
better.
bits you can shove in there, the better. So I'll take it. But I think you'd mentioned something interesting about it is that you're not a huge fan of the browser password managers.
No, they're kind of inferior probably to the standalone browser or to the standalone password manager. I think you do need a password manager. It's good that it exists, I suppose, for the people that don't want to be bothered to go find one. And
right.
So many things, too many to keep track of, and that's a security problem if you don't have a handle on it. So making it easy, and I guess putting it in the browser is not the worst idea, but
right.
They just like this one was not good. It didn't have good encryption on it, and it was very easy to crack. So, maybe that's probably why I wouldn't recommend the browser ones in general. The standalone ones, there's enough options out there. I can list them off for days that are really pretty good. And some of them don't even cost you any money. So you can get Bitwarden for free as long as you're not doing, collections where you share stuff.
Yeah, and they're not even sponsoring the show.
They're not sponsoring the show, but it's an open source thing, and you can go look at it and poke at it, and they've been independently audited and all that sort of thing. So that's pretty good stuff. But there's others too. Proton's got a new one that's relatively new. That's not so bad. People are saying decent-ish things about that.
Proton has an AI now, and that didn't go over too terribly well either.
They do, but it's not related to the password manager, so we're good.
Right.
So if you're looking for, there's more than that even. The list goes on. Just find one. And
if you're
use
crazy,
password manager.
If you're crazy paranoid, don't even bother with the extension in the browser. Just use it raw. Like Bitwarden, just use the application by itself. Copy paste manually. I mean,
maybe
if you're paranoid, man.
Yeah.
If you're paranoid enough that you don't want to use the extension, but not so paranoid that you won't use a syncable vault with Bitwarden.
There's options to do it. There's options to do it where it retains it on your device if you don't want to. There's password managers for that. So, find one.
Yeah, definitely. So one interesting question that I had is, so on the desktop, obviously we were talking about it. I'm Firefox, Dan, you're Vivaldi, but on mobile, is it the same? Do you use Vivaldi on the mobile device?
I do use Vivaldi on the mobile device for the most part.
So you're just, do you sync?
I do sync.
Oh, yep. See it's an easy choice. This is why I use Firefox on iOS too. But more and more I've been using Safari because Raymond Hill, Gore Hill, does uBlock Origin. I didn't know this. Okay, I did not know that on macOS and iOS that you can get uBlock Origin Lite. I know it's not the full one, but Lite, and use it in Safari across the board. I didn't know you could do this. So because there's no advertising for it, and like even when you look it up in the App Store, it's like 20 pages down. But I love uBlock Origin, so obviously I've installed it all across all of my everything.
And the light one is way better than nothing. It's not quite the same, but it still works pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets rid of the cookie notices, man. Most of them anyway. So
gets rid of that. Gets rid of most of the crappy, pop-up ad stuff that I hate. Yeah.
And this is coming from iOS, right? Where the only good ad blocking browser has been Brave. So now Safari is a good ad blocking browser because you can install uBlock Origin Lite. So that's just fantastic. I've been using it more and more often. But because of the sync thing, I still use Firefox quite a bit.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So one thing that might end up being a whole nother journey is Zen browser.
Well, I mean, I guess browsers in general. It seems like there's a few that are kind of in the works, but Zen browser is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave mentioned this a little while ago. This is a Firefox fork that doesn't. Okay, maybe I missed it, but it doesn't look like it has a Windows fork. I was unsure if it had a Linux fork, but that looks like there's a Flatpak to this.
It's Flatpak for it, yep.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about Zen browser is that it's not named Florp. It's just my absolute favorite thing about it.
Yes. Well, and they kind of theme it around, welcome to a calmer internet. So, I mean, that's what they say on the page. So Zen, right? I mean, they're carrying the theme throughout, so the name actually fits appropriately.
Exactly, right. So, I mean, the whole idea is that you're trying to get rid of distraction. And I think if you've ever used Safari on iOS, that's very much what Safari shoots for. Like their whole tab integration and back button and thing, like if the button is just not there, they don't gray it out. They just remove it. Yeah. So if there's no back button on the page that you're on, you don't see a back button. It confused the hell out of me for a while. I was like poking around the page. It turns out that it was a whole new tab that I opened up. I didn't realize. And I'm like, how do I go back? How do you even go back? And so as I was clicking through what I now know are tabs, I found out, okay, so the back button just doesn't show up at all if you don't need it. And so that's I think what a lot of Zen is trying to do.
It's really different from what the screenshots are showing.
Yeah, so I'm interested in trying this out, but my big hang up with this is, and you've heard me say it on the show, right? I don't like it when people say, "Oh, stop wasting your time on a distro," specifically in Linux, right? Like, stop wasting your time on a distro. It's such a waste of time. You should really be doing this other thing. And usually that other thing is like work on apps or help somebody else or do this or that, right? But I've got a real big bone to pick with those people, because it's like someone is setting out to do something that they think is fun, or they feel like they have a better idea, or they want to. Why would you stop someone from doing that? That seems silly to me.
Yeah, if you don't like it, just don't use it.
Right, exactly, right.
It's like, you're watching TV, you don't like the show, change the channel.
Right. You can dislike something. You don't have to actively try to get people to stop doing what they think is fun. So,
yeah, I mean, we like different television shows, but I'm not going to force you to watch it.
Exactly. So, but I have a weird thing about Firefox. I think you should use Firefox, like Firefox, not Waterfox,
not one of the spin-off things.
None of the forks. Like, I get it. You don't like this feature, turn it off. All that kind of fun stuff. But and I get it, and I respect that people want to use Firefox, but not, and that's totally cool. But it always dawned on me that was kind of a double standard, right?
Yeah. And I feel like there's enough uniqueness in a lot of the offerings out there. No need to stop people from doing the thing they do because they found a feature that they love.
Right.
It's similar to that.
Right. So I'm coming terms with that double standard.
Okay.
And
good.
I'm loosening my stance on. Don't you want to support Firefox? So I mean, yes, you should, absolutely. If in any way you can get by with just using Firefox, just use Firefox. But to stay consistent, softening my stance on that so that I can test out other browsers, because Zen looks really cool.
It looks interesting,
and it's obviously it's not going to get me away from Firefox, but I'm going to try and use this as a secondary just to kind of get a feel for what it is that they're going on. They're on about. So because it is a Safari-like experience, I'm intrigued. So I'm going to poke at it and see what's going on.
I think I might as well.
Okay, so maybe what we need to do is on Cosmic or on KDE Linux, we need to try out Zen browser because both of those distributions are going to support Flatpak, and Zen looks available in a Flatpak, so we'll see.
Which is perfect. Yeah.
And I can't use it on Windows because I can't find well, maybe there is. So actually, I think it's just their cool website is figuring out what OS I'm on.
Makes sense.
We'll see. I'll see what they have. I bet if I go to their GitHub, I can see them all.
And I just looked, and I think there is something for Windows.
Yeah, I figured there would be. If it's Firefox, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
There's an exe, so that's pretty much seals the deal on that. Anyway, you can catch all the links right there at linuxuserspace.show. And if you want to send us feedback, you can email us, contact@linuxuserspace.show, or you can go to linuxuserspace.show/contact, and there's a form there you can fill out, and it'll send us an email out of that, and we'll get it right in our inbox, and hopefully we'll talk about your topic or feedback on the show. Next time, we're going to probably focus a lot more on the feedback, so there you go. We've had a few topics this time, and we haven't had any feedback we have feedback, but we have not done our research and accumulated that to talk about on this show. So next time.
Full disclosure, it was just because we forgot. But we had enough other things to talk about. I'm pretty sure we raneth over as it is. Oh yeah, our cup runneth over for sure. There was an avalanche of comments and stuff, so there's certainly plenty to talk about. But what I will say though is, do use either the contact page or email us, because that's the kind of stuff that I can almost guarantee will make the show. I mean, yeah.
It rises to the top. Yeah, I mean,
it's easy.
People put comments in the YouTube, and like you got to go into each episode and find the comments and kind of filter through, because I mean, some of them are just, hey, thanks, great, yeah, I'd like to see you, that sort of stuff. So I mean, there's a lot more to filter out of that. But like, if you send it to us in an email, we'll pretty much we got it
right. Exactly. So it's just easier to parse through, but don't worry, I still go spelunking anyway.
We will.
And pull out the good stuff. So anyway, a lot about feedback and a few more topics. It's hopefully what I want to happen is the topics follow the feedback. We've done that. I think maybe once or twice before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I really like it when shows kind of shape up like that.
Yeah, one flows into the next. Yeah.
Don't you worry. I think one of the other things I'm going to do is post the things that we're thinking about talking about in the patron spaces. And
wow,
y'all might be able to help us.
Holy cow!
Y'all might be able to help sift us. Patron folk might be able to help us sift through some of those topics and help the cream rise to the top.
Well, you're paying for the show, so you should get a little say.
There you go. I like that.
Anyway, in between, you can catch us on all the social things and whatnots. You can give us your suggestions and talk to us in the places. linuxuserspace.show / the place that you're looking. Discord, Matrix, Telegram, Mastodon, Twitter, all the Blue Sky. That's the other place. Yeah.
That's right
too. Yeah.
And Lemmy. Mm-hmm. True.
And Lemmy.
We got the user space in the Lemmy.
We're just all over the place.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we're so discombobulated all the time.
Probably. In the meantime, where do you hang out, Leo, on the interwebs?
Oh man, I hang out in all those places, but I do find myself in the Discord way more often.
Okay.
And I scroll a lot on the Mastodon too, so it's more likely you'll get a quicker response from me out of those places.
That's interesting. I'm kind of partial to the Blue Sky these days, so that tends to be where I'm at.
That's right. I forgot at Leo Chavez on those places.
And I need to still need to.
Oh my God, we
get
were
my
supposed to do that over the break. I forgot.
I was supposed to do that, but I got a surprise. I think I got a domain picked out, which was like the biggest thing that I was paralyzed of is the choice of picking a domain. So
are you going to reveal that here?
Not today.
Not yet.
I'm going to wait till I actually get it, because like I didn't. I looked the other day, but it was available, but I didn't actually buy it, so
Yeah, if you say it out to the internet, someone's going to go
it's
register
gone.
the domain.
It's gone,
so, yeah,
and then they'll want me to pay for it. They'll mark it up.
$2,000.
I'm sorry, folks. It's the cheap. I'm cheap. I'm not gonna lie. So, I'm gonna get a domain, and I'm gonna have me at my domain on Blue Sky. But right now,
that's fun.
I'm at Monetary. It is at bluesky.app or whatever.
Or whatever. I like that. I don't even know how the Blue Sky things work. It's fine.
Yeah. So that tends to be where I hang out, and I'm on Telegram and Discord stuff too.
Yep, absolutely. And then all the Linux user space stuff is at Linux user space on all the places, anywhere you go.
Yes, it is.
That includes the weird, like we do the show announcements and stuff like that on TikTok and Instagram and all those other weird places too. But most of the other stuff it's in the real places, man. Yeah. It's on the Fediverse. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Anyway, come back in a couple of weeks, and we'll have more Linux user space for you.
That's right. See ya.
Bye, y'all.
What is the Ubuntu thing?
Which thing?
The Ubuntu has a smile. I didn't...
Oh, yeah, the Quokka.
Oh, they smile? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Although, if you look at the artwork, he doesn't.
Oh.
Somehow they neutered his smile on the wallpaper. There was a lot of kerfuffle about it.
Really?
Reasonably. A bit.
That's funny.